back to Cooking with Ash. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you and I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. Today I will be showing you guys how to prepare my mother-in-law recipe for some delicious pumpkin bake. Look at this, look how fluffy it is, the beautiful golden brown color. It's just so delicious. So join me in the kitchen and let me show you step by step on how to prepare and achieve this delicious texture and this delicious bake. So to prepare our pumpkin bake, these are the ingredients we will be using. I have here some all-purpose flour and some fresh pumpkin. We're gonna puree this. I had it chopped up. I'm using some yeast, salt, butter, baking powder, cinnamon powder, and some brown sugar. You can use white sugar, it doesn't matter. I just love the brown sugar in this. So we're gonna begin by starting to puree this pumpkin. I'll be using my food processor to puree my pumpkin. You can use a blender or anything, you know, any gadget that can puree this to a smooth texture. I have my pumpkin nice and puree and smooth. You have to make sure it's nice and smooth, no big chunks or anything of the sort. We're gonna start putting our bake together. And this recipe was passed down from my mother-in-law. Unfortunately, I never met my mother-in-law. She passed before I even joined the family, but I got it from Trevor. Trevor enjoyed his mother pumpkin bake, hence he teach me how to prepare it. So I just went in with my baking powder and my I forgot what I add. Baking powder was in goes the salt, the cinnamon, and I'm gonna go in with the brown sugar. You want to mix this all in nice, incorporate everything in nice. In goes our butter. And the cinnamon is making this smell so delicious. Imagine pumpkin spice season. I should have added pumpkin spice. If you want to go ahead and add pumpkin spice here, you can add it. I'm sure it's going to enhance the flavor. Delicious. You know what? I will grab some pumpkin spice and add it here. Why not? I'm back. I grabbed my pumpkin spice and I'm going to add some pumpkin spice. This is the first time I'm adding pumpkin spice to this. So let's see. Let's see what Mr. Jingri is going to think about it. And about a half a teaspoon of pumpkin spice. You don't want to over flavor anything or so overwhelm anything. So I'm gonna mix in everything nice. And then I am going to start gradually adding our pumpkin puree. Half at a time. And you want to mix it in. And this is going to be delicious and satisfying. Sometimes I don't need water to bring this together, and sometimes I do need a little bit of water. So, you know, it depends on how much water is in the pumpkin. So just go with the pumpkin puree. And if you need water, then add the water. If not, you know, you don't have to. You can just bring the dough together. So you want to mix this in. And I do need a little bit of water, so I'm gonna grab some warm water here, lukewarm water, to finish this dough up. I'm gonna gradually add our water to bring this to a nice dough, and gradually, don't just add all at one time, you know. Gradually add it and form a nice dough here. You're not looking for a too stiff dough or a too soft dough. I went ahead and roll out my pumpkin bake. You know, I knead it a few times here on the counter. If it's sticking too much, you can always add a little bit of dry flour, you know, but this is looking beautiful texture and everything. It's not too stiff, it's not too soft, and you know, you just roll it out and knead it for a few minutes. And we're gonna put it in our bowl and let it sit for about, you know, 40 minutes or so until it rise, double in size, and then we're gonna start preparing our pumpkin bake. Just put it in my bowl and I lightly flour the bottom of the bowl. I am going in with a damp piece of paper towel and cover this, and then I'm gonna use my tea towel and, you know, secure it again from any draft or anything, and let it sit for 40 minutes. 40 minutes later, and this is what our bake, our pumpkin bake, is looking like. It poof up really nice, and I love to do this, punch it down. Yeah. So, you know, it sticks a little bit. You just got to add some flour So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna transfer this to my clean surface, and we're gonna proceed to make our pumpkin bake. So that's Rio, guys. Rio always think I'm having a conversation with him. I'm going to divide this dough into two dough balls, and I'm gonna roll it out and use this butter bowl to cut my bakes out. You can do it that way, or you can do it, you know, the old school way of just getting a piece like this, you know, and form your dough and roll it out individually. For me, that's too time consuming. I'm just gonna cut this in two, roll it out and cut it. So I'll show you the next step. You can see I went ahead and divide this into 3 dough balls. Now I'm gonna proceed to add dry flour, and you wanna make sure you flour your surface so it doesn't stick, you know. If it's getting too sticky, make sure you flour your surface. I'm gonna roll this out. You can either cut them into triangles, square, whatever you wanna do. You can make them wrong. I am going to do it wrong. I like it wrong. The whole family like it wrong, so we're gonna do it wrong. And lightly flour. You don't want this to stick onto your surface. Roll it out to the desired thickness you like. If you like your bake, you know, more thicker than thinner, go ahead and do that. This point, it's to your preference. So I'm gonna roll it out, not too thick, not too thin. We don't want them too thick or too thin. And this thickness is perfect for me. Yep. So we're gonna go in with our butter ball, or if you have a bit biscuit cutter, you can use that too. You know, whatever work. And voila, nice round bake. Less work rather than to bail them one by one. It's so easy this way. Quick, easy, and simple. So we get 4 bake, 1, 2, 3. Don't throw with excess dough. You can add it to the remaining dough that you're gonna go roll out. Just add it to it. And if you're too sticky, again, remember to add dry flour. So I'm gonna proceed to do the rest, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna start frying them up. The way to do these is, you can see I have the round ones there. You can do it very easy, and you can make them, you know, like that. Cut them in shapes. I'm using a a pizza cutter. What am I saying? Cookie cutter. And that's it. Quick, simple, easy way to do your bakes too. So, you know, you have options. You don't have to slave here, stand one by one and prepare this. I have my oil heating up here. I'm using canola oil. The oil color is like this because, you know, I used this oil before, and I'm starting to drop the bakes. I already started frying some, but you know, you're just dropping it one at a time in the pan, and I am dropping 4 at once, you know. Quick frying, because these are not too big, so it's easy to do it this way. I do 4 at once, and look how nice and beautiful it's gonna puff up. And you want to keep your heat medium to low. You don't want to fry it, you know, too high heat and burn up the bakes or anything of the sort. You want it to cook nice. Look how nice they're puffing up and floating up. And you want to achieve a nice golden brown color on both sides like these. And look at the color that they're achieving. It's such beautiful color because of the pumpkin. So you left them to rise a little bit, and as soon as they rise up and you know they're getting that nice golden brown color on one side, you're going to proceed to flip them. From what I heard of my mother-in-law, she was an amazing cook. Unfortunately, I never get to meet her. But, you know, if I had met her, we would have been throwing down in the kitchen. I heard she was a great baker. You know, these are all stories I'm hearing from Trevor and the family. I met my father-in-law, and I know he's a great baker because he's the one that taught me how to make the black cake and the fruit cake, and man, that cake is good. So now that they achieve a nice golden brown color, can you guys see this, how beautiful it is? Like no coloring or anything of the sort. It's all natural and organic, and it's delicious. So I have a bowl here with paper towel that I'm draining them in, you know. I don't want too much oil on the bake. And that's it. So I'm going to proceed to fry up the rest, and then I'm going to come back and show you what it's looking like inside. This is our finished plated meal, and we're having some pumpkin bake with some fried corn Mutton, yum. And we have a taste tester, so go ahead, break into it. Ooh, look at that beautiful color. It's just too beautiful. So go ahead, let them know this is one of her favorite bake.
I'm gonna open it and then do it like this.
Pick it up. You stuff your mouth with a whole big piece, huh?
It's literally so soft. And Mom, I always love this.
I know you love it, but what does the bake taste like?
You said it was pumpkin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tastes pumpkinish.
Pumpkinish. Okay, so there guys, you have it. At the end of it stays pumpkinish, you know, and that's it. It do have a nice pumpkin flavor along with all the delicious spice. It have that sweetness to it, and then it pairs nicely with something salt. So I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. Thank you so much for joining us in the kitchen. We're sending our love, thanks, and gratitude to everyone.
Bye. Mwah.